In this video, you will learn how to record an IFSP quarterly review using the First Connections Comprehensive Data System. If you have not done so, please complete the Introduction to the First Connections Comprehensive Data System, Client Intake, and IFSP videos before continuing. When it comes to quarterly reviews, you will receive an action due message 1 month prior to the due date, assuming you have not already scheduled a meeting and recorded this information. For demonstration purposes, we'll assume that you have not completed this activity and start a quarterly review from the beginning. I'll click the client name to open the case window. In the case window, click the current IFSP from the case menu. Notice the review section. This is the area where you will access each quarterly review. Information in this area provides you with an overview of the quarterly reviews associated with the current IFSP, such as the due date and status. This is the first quarter review, so we will begin by clicking the arrow icon under Actions. The familiar preparation page displays. Notice the tabs across the top representing the steps in the review process. We will discuss each of these. As always, we must first schedule a meeting, print and mail notices. Let's start by scheduling a meeting, assuming that you have spoken with the parent guardian. I'll enter the date, time, and place for the meeting, and click Save. Recall from previous training videos that you should record any parent contact and print and send any notices that apply, as well as printing any blank documents you may need for the meeting. We're going to skip these tasks this time. We will move ahead in the process and assume that you are now to the point of conducting the review meeting. I'll click the Meeting and Attendees tab. As with intake in the initial IFSP, we need to record when and where the meeting took place as well as who attended. We will click the Same as Scheduled checkbox and select the parent guardian. Remember that if there are other contributors, just click Add Another in the Attendees area and record the relevant information. Notice the Parent Response checkbox. If it is checked, a parent guardian signature is required to complete the review process. If the parent guardian is not present at the meeting, which is acceptable for the 3 and 9 month reviews, you will leave this box unchecked. Keep in mind that if services are added, changed, or deleted, a parent guardian signature is required. We will assume that the parent is present for the meeting and click the checkbox. Continuing on, we click Save and Next. The Family Ratings page is next. This is where you record ratings for the family concerns, services received, as well as goals and objectives. Note that you would also need to record family ratings for transition steps if this process has begun. For demonstration purposes, we're going to select the 3 ratings: Implementation begun, Still a need, Goal or projection for each item. That's all for this page, so we click Save and Next to continue. The Goals and Objectives status page is next. Here, each goal and objective is displayed along with a history of past sessions of delivered services. Normally, there would be more sessions listed here, but for demonstration purposes, we only have a few. Since the therapist is recording sessions and the status of the objectives, this page should already be completed. If an objective has been completed, this information will be recorded here. The percent achieved field is automatically calculated based on previous sessions. However, this number can be changed as needed. Finally, if not already set, we need to select an objective status from this list. That's it, so we click Save and Next. The Family Information page is next. Recall this page from the intake and initial IFSP process. Again, unless something has changed, you can continue to the next page. We will assume all information is current and click Save and Next. The Family Concerns page is next. Information recorded during the IFSP meeting is carried forward and displayed here. If a family concern has been fully addressed, you will enter the completion date here. You can also add new family concerns as needed. In this scenario, we will assume that this family concern is still being addressed and no additional family concerns have been expressed. We're ready to continue, so we click Save and Next. The Eligibility page is displayed next. Eligibility information carried forward from the initial IFSP is displayed and can be changed or updated. We will assume that there are no changes here, so we click Save and Next. The Natural Environment page is next. Again, we can update this information, but we will assume there are no changes and click Save and Next. The goals and objectives are also carried forward from the current IFSP and are displayed here. If they need to be modified or if new goals and objectives need to be added, use the links provided here to perform these tasks. Assuming no changes are necessary in this situation, we click Save and Next. The Services page is next. Here you can delete an unneeded service entirely, edit the details of an existing service, or end a service whose goals and objectives have been met. Or if needed, you can add a new service. Remember, if changes are made to service-related information, a parent-guardian signature is required. We will assume that no adjustments are needed at this time, so we click Save and Next to continue. Just like the transition page that you saw completing the initial IFSP, this page displays key transition milestones. There's nothing to do at this time, so we click Next. Next, we need to record the meeting outcome. Remember, information entered here will be printed on the meeting outcome notice that you generate once the review process is complete. I'll enter some simulated text here and then click Save and Next. The Consent and Provider Selection page is next. Again, information from the current IFSP is carried forward, allowing you to make any changes. Just like the initial IFSP, the parent guardian must consent to the services or decline services altogether. In addition, they must choose a service coordinator and providers. If, for example, changes were made to the services being provided, you might need to choose a new or different provider and facility and possibly need to upload new signed documents. In our situation, changes are not necessary, so we click Save and Next. The review is not complete until the meeting attendees sign the document. Here you need to review and make changes to the plan as necessary and record comments from any of the contributors. Finally, you need to obtain the signatures using one of the 4 methods previously discussed. I'll complete this page so we can finish up. Okay, the document has been signed and the review is essentially complete. You still need to print this document, the meeting outcome notice, and add the appropriate parent contact details. Now if we go back to the IFSP page, we can see the status of complete and a link to the completed review document. Completing quarterly reviews is a simpler and less time-consuming process when utilizing the First Connections Comprehensive Data System. That concludes this training video.